Hey guys, RPM here. Hope you're doing well. Having a really great day in this video. I'm going to review the Goldshell CK Box II. And this little ASIC miner will mine Nervos CKB, the eaglesong algorithm, at the hash rate of 2.1 terahash at about 400 watts, give or take. And then in the Web GUI, which I'll show you guys later, there is a low hash power mode where you can go to 1.54 terahash at about 260 watts. And I will verify that later on. In this video, we will plug it into a 750 watt server PSU along with a parallel miner X11 amp breakout board, and then we will see, how much power it will take at around 120 volt or 115 volts. In my case here, just a regular North American plug. And so I'll go through as well in this video later on. We'll go into the computer and I'll show you guys the efficiency of this CK Box II against other eaglesong ASIC miners out there. And of course, we'll take a look at the price to see if it makes sense to buy something like this, because I believe right now on the Goldshell website, this thing costs around 250 bucks to purchase at this point in time. But there are a lot of competitors coming out with better, more efficient ASIC miners for eaglesong, so that we'll talk about later on in this video. Anyways, quick first impressions for anyone that's deciding to buy one of these. Okay, it came shipped in a nice, Goldshell box, very typical. These are like the box miner boxes here. Fits in here. This one did not come with a power supply. And as well, there is no Wi-Fi capability on here, but I was just told that future models, future CK Box IIs, will potentially have a Wi-Fi addition to it. So for those, that like to put them in their kitchen to provide some heat, that'd be pretty nice. I wish I could do that. But in the meantime, we'll just plug in, with Ethernet here. And then there's two 6-pin for power, and then there's the indicator lights for the power and system here, and also an IP report button to get the IP address using their software, but we're just going to use advanced IP scanner to get the IP address of this. So yeah, the shipping box was just fine. Nothing else really except for just this. That's all it came with. And then just feeling the weight of this feels quite hefty, pretty hefty miner. The build quality seems pretty nice as well. I would say comparing it to like the iPolo mini ASIC miners for like Ethereum Classic, the build quality feels much better on this one just by looking at it and feeling it. And here's the back. Okay, nothing special. And it's just the two fans on the front, which the heat will then go out through the back here. Anyways, let's go ahead. Let's plug this in. And we're going to turn it on. And then we're going to set it all up. And then I just want to talk with you all regarding the other eaglesong ASIC miners out there, comparing this, just the hash rate and the efficiency of the other ASIC miners. In case anyone's wondering, I'm using parallel miner. These are the 16 gauge PCIe cables just to power this. Okay, now we're also gonna have to plug in the Ethernet cable. Alright, and that's gonna go into my network switch right here. Okay, alright, let's turn her on. Press the power on my parallel miner breakout board. Alright, smell test. Okay, I don't smell any smoke. It smells like it came from China, that's for sure. Or it shipped out of Hong Kong. It came to me in like 2 days through DHL. Extremely fast. Extremely fast. And here we go. Sounds like it's ramping up. Not sure if you guys can hear that. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go into my computer. I'm going to talk about the efficiencies against other ASIC miners. I'll show you guys the web GUI of this thing as well. And then I'll get it mining, and then I'll show you guys also the power at the wall, if it's true or not. And right now it's just showing 20.4 watts idling right now, so it's not mining. All right, I'll see you guys in the computer. Okay, so before I get into the showing you guys the web GUI and stuff, and also the hash rate and the true power at the wallet I'm getting. I just want to talk first about buying one of these and if it's actually worth it. I think that's what a lot of people really care about. And so I'm just going to talk about the risks of buying a Goldshell CK Box II. As of right now, on their website, they sell it for $256, and it looks like they also have some $681 deal here for 2 of them, and also a 1200 watt power supply. I mean, you could buy the 1200 watt power supply like HP server PSUs for I think a lot cheaper than that. So if you combine 2 of these Goldshell CK Box 2s, that's like $500, right? So if that 1200 watt power supply is like what, $181, I think you can buy a parallel miner breakout board and a 1200 watt PSU for cheaper than that. I guess you have to account the shipping and customs and duties and what have you. Anyways, let's go now, just showing you guys the, I guess, comparing it to other ASIC miners out there. Okay, I did come up with this Excel sheet here. I imported all the different hash rates, all the different models for the eaglesong ASIC miners. And you guys know I've always done these for like the Litecoin ASIC miners, Cadena, and also the ETC ASICs. I've done many videos on this on my channel before, but just talking about eaglesong here. As you can see here, the efficiency, which is the watt per hash calculation here that I'm doing in Excel. So I'm just dividing the watts to the terahash, okay, of all these different ASIC models here. And so you can see now, though, at the top of the charts, there's the Bitmain K7. All right, that was just announced, and it does 63.5 terahash at 3100 watts. Okay, and the efficiency of that is about 48 watts per hash. If we go down the list here, the next efficient one would be the IB-Link BM-N3 at 25 terahash, 3300 watts, but 132 watt per hash. Now, the next efficient model as of right now, as I know of, is the Goldshell CK Box II in the low hash power mode, 1.54 terahash at about 260 watts. All right, and the efficiency of that is about 168 watt per hash. And then the next best one will be the Goldshell CK6, 19.3 terahash, 3300 watts, but the efficiency there is 170 watt per hash. And so now the 5th place winner here for efficiency is CK Box II at the normal hash rate, 2.1 terahash, 400 watts. So that'll be giving you a 190 watt per hash efficiency there. So why I go through something like this is just because you will get more for your dollar, especially depending on your electrical costs. You're going to want to make sure you're going to yield most of the coin for the dollar that you're going to be spending for your electric cost. You will want to stay competitive, especially if you're going to mine something like Nervos CKB, if you believe in it. As you know, the same thing goes with Bitcoin ASICs. As older models are getting phased out, it's just they're not as good. They're just wasting a lot of power and electricity, and you're just not yielding enough of the Bitcoin, right? The same idea goes here with these Goldshell ASICs, as a lot of these older models are not going to be great. And if we just quickly look on ASIC miner value here, right, you can see at 8 cents kilowatt hour here, the Goldshell CK Box II is just breaking even. All right, it's not even profitable if you call 4 cents profitable, but you can see the CK6 as 44 cents. IB-Link is $2.45. And the new Antminer K7 coming out next year, or next month actually, January 2023, as of recording this video, makes about $16.39 at this point in time, at the current price of Nervos and network difficulty and all that kind of stuff. So once a lot of these K7s could come online, and I'm not quite sure how many of these are going to be on the network, it's obviously going to raise the network difficulty of Nervos, okay, CKB, which is the eaglesong algorithm, mining algorithm for this coin. So if the price doesn't go up, and if the price continues to go down here, as I guess what the market conditions are right now, it's probably going to be unprofitable even more so for all of these other inefficient ASIC miners out there, okay, like the Goldshell ones, especially this new Goldshell CK Box II. Now, at this point in time, if you have anything lower, let's just say 6 cents, which I really don't think many people do have, then you're going to see here that your CK Box II will be making then around 17 cents a day, which then, I mean, you're just running it because you either believe in Nervos CKB. And another thing to consider is that these ASIC miners, they're only good for mining one coin. And to my knowledge, as of right now, there is no other eaglesong algorithm coin that I know of, which these ASICs can, take advantage of. So that's one thing to consider. I mean, that's with basically a lot of other ASICs out there. There are some ASICs that you can mine other coins, like the Litecoin ASICs, Bitcoin ASICs can mine other SHA-256 algorithms, but with eaglesong, it's only one. All right, so there's a big risk there in terms of wanting to buy one of these. So that's it. I think I went through all the different risks there. You guys understand in buying this CK Box II or any of these eaglesong ASICs that there's a risk here. And especially with this new K7 coming out, that it will probably, render a lot of these other ASICs a lot more unprofitable as more of these come online the network. But to end off this review here, guys, so here's the web GUI for the CK Box II that I have here. And yeah, it's been, as of recording, it's been running for about an hour, almost 2 hours now. And it was able to do the normal hash rate of almost 2.1 terahash or 2,100 gigahash here. And then I went to the low power mode, which you can do over here in the miner, and it shows power plan. You can do hash rate mode or the low hash power mode. Okay. And yeah, that's basically it. You hit apply and now it's going away here. I have it on the low hash power mode because that is going to be obviously more better depending on my electrical cost, which is around 8 to 9 cents. So it's better for me to run it at the lower hash power mode, 1.54 terahash, 260 watts. And I'll show on the screen here of testing it on the regular, hash rate mode, 400 watts around there, or actually it's around 385 for me, but that was around 112.6 volt. And if you did the math there, you can see the amperage 3.42A. So if you times both of those numbers together, it gets about 385. So depending on what your voltage is, around 120 volt, then yeah, this thing is true at the 400 watts, give or take, plus or minus 5%. And then on the low hash power mode, I was able to get about 247 watts. And that was around 115 volts at 2.15 amp. But again, if that was at 120 volt, then that would be closer to, I think, 260, maybe 270 watts. Of course, I am running on a HP server PSU, which is not at the efficient load of, I think, 50%. So this power supply is going to take a little bit more watts, depending on what power supply you have, gold rated, platinum rated, your power supply may not be efficient at, 20% load, 30% load. It may have to be 50%. 80% load, 90% load. It really depends. A lot of different power supplies have different efficiency load numbers. So there is going to be disparity there when it comes to the power supply. But at least, Goldshell does state the plus or minus 5% for the power consumption for these guys. All right, so that's it, guys. That's it. I had to also figure out which wallet to download on Nervos. They have a bunch of different wallets, but honestly, I just went with their stock Neuron wallet. Okay, the CKB wallet produced by Nervos Foundation. And yeah, just installed this. Then I got the address. I used the antpool.com, which you guys can see here. I'll refresh this. It does show up here, okay, about the general hash rate that I can achieve. Looks like it says 1.38. Looks like it's probably fluctuating a bit, but looking at here, you can see, refresh this, 1.7 gigahash. So around there, looks like I have hardware errors here, 1.36%, reject rate 2.07. So it's obviously not perfect at this point in time. I'm curious to know if they're going to come out with some firmware updates about this or not. But I also noticed as well, the temperature is 70 degrees Celsius. So it seems like that's pretty hot. And you guys can see the one little hash board here. Temperature, nonces, accepted, hardware errors. Whoa, that seems like a lot. Reject rate, 11. Okay, so that seems to be as what they advertised. Looks like it does work. All right, guys, that's it. Thank you to Goldshell for sending me this CK Box II. And let me know what you guys think of this review and yeah, all the efficiency numbers I talked about. And if you decide to plan one or not, tell me your reason why you are going to buy one. And if you, I guess the biggest one would probably be if you believe and that Nervos network would probably go up in price in the future. I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, it has gone up in the past previously in the bull market. And what's not to say that this, 244, I guess, market cap, top 244 market cap coin could do something in the future. Time will tell. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one. Peace out.